Hello, everyone. This is a short week because you will begin a fall break at the end of this week. I hope you will enjoy the extra time off. Here's our table of contents. First, let's look at our Who Are You project. A few weeks ago, you learned about Judy Galbraith's study of gifted people. She came up with 8 common gripes. Today, I want to address 2 of them on the list. 1, friends who really understand us are few and far between. And 2, we feel too different and wish people would accept us for what we are. I hope you will enjoy this video about a centenarian. Have you ever heard of the word centenarian? Perhaps you know or have met a centenarian. The word means someone who has reached the age of 100. In this slide, you will meet Alice. It's a short clip of children talking to her. I imagine she has experienced the feelings of people not really understanding her and feeling different, especially since she's so much older than everyone. Perhaps you prefer the companionship of older people because you feel they can understand you. You might like talking to your parents, they are older than you, or grandparents. Or you might enjoy visiting an older neighbor. You might learn something from their vast experiences. It might even help them feel cared for, and it will give you someone to talk to that will understand what it is like to feel different. I hope you enjoy the short clip where the child asks, "How did you get to be so old? What did you do?" I hope you enjoy it. This week's conundrum is a short video that I created called The Beauty of Numbers. I hope you will check it out and create something on Google Drawings. Here's a picture of the one I created in Google Drawing. I had fun doing it. I hope you will too. In our third section, Philosophia, we're going to talk about our independent studies. Last week, I introduced the idea of using independent studies to learn about something you think is important and interesting. I decided to learn about shadows. Have you ever experimented with shadows? Perhaps you have tried to make shapes with the shadow created by your hands, or you have noticed your shadow changes depending on the location of the sun. When I was little, my favorite poem was "I Have a Little Shadow" by Robert Louis Stevenson. Listen as I recite the beginning of the poem. I have a little shadow that goes in and out with me, and what can be the use of him is more than I can see. He is very, very like me from the heels up to the head, and I see him jump before me when I jump into my bed. The funniest thing about him is the way he likes to grow, not at all like proper children, which is always very slow. I think I want to learn about shadows for my independent study. This week, I decided to study shadows because I thought it was interesting, and I found an artist named Kumi Yamashita. If you look her up on the Met Museum, you will see many creative ideas using shadows. It sparked my interest in learning about the topic for my independent study. What have you decided to study? You have 2 choices, living or non-living. You might want to study about an animal that would be in the living category. But what if you want to study an extinct animal? Would that be living? They are animals that once lived, right? If that is what you are thinking about, then you are thinking similarly to me. You could also decide to study another topic based on a non-living item. For example, my topic of study is shadows, and so mine would fall under the non-living category. Your choice activity 3 continues to be code. And I encourage you to use Google Screencastify to record your work. Here's where you will record your geometry that you do on your Google Draw. Here's where you will report on what you are going to be studying for your independent study. Create a Screencastify telling about the topic you chose, and then I want you to post it here. And then choice 3 is coding. You can also use Screencastify, and I received a few this past week, and they were very interesting. One of them was very humorous, and it actually made me laugh out loud. I hope you'll enjoy posting your work. Have a great week.